So, Kathy has seen this post, but earlier this week, someone was talking about getting rid or whether or not they should get rid of their clothes that don't fit them. And it kind of got me thinking, this would be a great conversation because I feel like clothes are something we use similar to the scale. And I'm also curious how everybody feels about, holding on to clothes that are maybe from a different size, a different era, whatever, right? There's a reason you hold on to something. And then kind of what that means and how it means to you in your nutrition journey and how you feel about the mindset of that. Because I could kind of go both ways on it. I can see where it can definitely be a motivator and a positive, but I can also see how it could be a detriment, like a punishment, that you have to look at this thing that you can't fit into. Like, it's funny because one of my mom's favorite sayings, I swear, like through my whole life of knowing her, was, well, when I lose some weight, I'm going to go buy some clothes.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And I mean, she has bought clothes this whole time. So she's still buying the clothes, but she's not really necessarily buying either what she wants, or I don't know what it is, right? It's like a mindset.
Because what happens is you buy something to fit you now, you don't like it, but it's
right.
You have to have something to wear.
It's kind of like a second prize, right? Or like a consolation prize. Like you're kind of like, meh. Well, and I thought
actually the booby prize.
Yeah.
Because,
it's not what you want, right?
It's not what you want.
Yeah. And it was interesting because this post that this person put up is she's like, I've got all these sizes in my closet. And she's like, what do I do with them? And my personal opinion is if something is really amazing, like it's a piece of clothing that you really want, right? Because there's something about that piece of clothing that either motivates you or inspires you, or you just, if you get to that size again, you will wear it. Like you're going to be really excited about it. Keep it, right? Otherwise, I guess is the right, is you should feel good in your clothes right now, no matter what size you are. You should buy things that when you put it on, you're like, love it. You look good. This is it. Yeah. Right? Because there's no reason to punish how you feel daily until you get to somewhere. I mean, we talk about that a lot. It's like enjoying this journey, being in it right now, enjoying your life right now, not when you get to the goal, not when you get the results. It's like doing it right now.
If you're going to punish yourself, go work in politics.
What'd you say?
If you're going to punish yourself, go work in politics.
Right. There's other ways to do it. There's a lot of ways. So how does everybody feel about clothing? And
well, I'll tell you my story. When I was back in high school, I made a lot of my clothes. So I have a lot of clothes that I like. So I just saved them in a box in my garage, not really thinking about it. I mean, through babies, you figure, all right, you'll gain weight, babies, but you'll come back. And I would. But then at some point, it just kept going up. But I kept that box in the closet. And I'm going, someday. But 10 years ago, when I had the trainer for a year, I got all the way down just about to high school weight. And I took that box out. Everything fit. I mean, I had pants, I had skirts, I had suits, I had shirts, I had underwear, I had bras, I had bathing suits, I had everything. And I started trying them on. And I'm showing my husband, I go, do you remember this outfit? And he's looking at me, he goes, I feel like I'm in a time warp. He goes, I remember when you look like that. And I thought, this is it, I'm gonna stay here. That box is back up in the garage.
So, but I guess here's what I'm wondering too. Were you excited about it because of the size or because of the actual clothing?
Both.
Okay.
Both. It was like I was wearing a small size. I liked these clothes and they looked good on me. That's what it was. They look, I says, wow, this is the way I looked back then. It's like, I like feeling like this. I'm never going to lose this. But I did.
Yeah.
And I got partway down a year after that, and then it went back up. I haven't gone all the way up to my highest. I'm staying in a certain area, but it's like, I'd like that area to be a little bit lower.
Right. Right. Yeah. Well, you're working on it. And that's the part of this,
Yeah.
like figuring out, shifting your mindset to allow yourself to be there.
Yeah.
Is a big deal.
I think it's interesting that we're talking about this because today I went to get dressed and I looked at my clothes in my closet and I thought about what you had said a while ago. And you're like, don't keep clothes that you think that one day you'll fit into. Like it's such, like it's just so bad for your like mental health, which is very true. And I never thought about it. And I was thinking about that today. I was like, wow, like that's so true. And I was like, I just don't shop for clothes. So I don't know, but
I'm an overshopper, so yeah, I'm like, I'm a chronic shopper.
There you go. Yeah, I actually use
one thing about losing weight. It says, get like something you like, whether it's a pair of pants or shirts, something in your closet that you like, that's like one size too small. You know, you can't really button it. You can get, and like when you lose enough to button it, then pick something else that's a little bit smaller than that.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people do progress photos like that. Like, let's say they're going to start a new program, they'll have a pair of jeans that are goal jeans, or, you know, however you want to call it. And they'll show a picture of it where even maybe they can't get it above their thighs or they can't button it. And then as they go through the program and, you know, follow their nutrition plan, and then, you know, by the end, they're buttoning it up and the, you know, the jeans fit. And I think that can be useful, right? Yeah. But in your day-to-day life, those aren't your jeans. So make sure that whatever you are wearing and buying, you should feel good in.
Yeah.
And part of that's shifting up here, but you know, there are clothes at any size.
That's right.
That you can put on and you're like, yep, this feels good. This looks like me. This, I feel more fierce in this, or whatever it is, right? Whatever, you know, your goal is for that time. But I think that's where we keep waiting, right? Like, I'm going to wait to enjoy you know, I like getting this piece of clothing until I'm in a certain size. Or there'll be times like I am not trying to change size at this point. I'm just, you know, working to keep a certain level of commitment to my fitness. I'd like to put on a little more muscle right now. So it's like things like that, right? So I've had to even like go through, if I'm in a store and let's say normally I'm an 8 and the 8 doesn't fit right, sometimes I would just end it there, right? I'd just be like, oh, well, the 8 didn't fit. And then one day I was like, well, why don't I just try on the 10? And what does it matter if the 10 fits? Because the point is that the clothes fit me, not the number in the clothes necessarily, right? Because I mean, we all know every clothing manufacturer has a different size chart.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So, I mean, it's funny because I'll get jeans from Stitch Fix and I could probably go to a 6 in those. Whereas I'll get jeans from Old Navy and it's almost always a 10 at this point.
Yeah, it's like weird.
It's totally weird. And it's the construction of, you know, what they're designing, what fabric they're using, all of that. But it's like, why? At some point, you kind of you need clothes that fit you, right? And you need to feel good in them, because feeling good about where you're at, it makes a huge difference in where you're going.
Yeah.
Because you want to continue, you want to help
Speaking
yourself.
of that and size, you ever shop in Chico?
I have been in there.
You can wear a 0 sometimes in Chico. Go, really? I can wear a 0? You know, it's like, what does a thin person wear? Like a -5 or something? It's like, where do they get those numbers from?
Right.
Yeah, but like you say, it could look good in any size. I remember having a friend in our church who was heavy, but she always looked nice and put together. She just got things.
She probably exuded it from her face too, right?
Yeah,
like people who feel good in what they're wearing have a happier demeanor, are more confident.
We went to a show Saturday night. It was love songs from Broadway shows, and they had like, it was really good. They had 5 different singers. I think 3 girls and 2 guys that had been on Broadway, and two of the girls were heavy. One, she just dressed for her heaviness and she looked actually sexy. The other one, she dressed so frumpy. She looked like she was wearing a bedspread. It's like, what are you wearing? Just because you're heavy, you don't have to wear a potato sack, and it just turned to both me and my husband. Look, what is she wearing? Why? You don't have to dress like that.
Yeah, but some people, right? That they don't, and they may be stuck in this, I'm gonna go get something new when I get to this size. Like this is what it is right now. I remember when I think it was my first pregnancy. It could have been my second pregnancy. I don't remember. I remember hitting 218 at the doctor, and I was like, I'm just going to stop hearing that number. I don't remember how many weeks I was at that point, but I'm like, I'm kind of done just hearing about this number. And then after I had the baby, I was wearing maternity as long as I could, right? Because the only thing that felt anywhere near like it was kind of fitting.
Yeah.
And then I remember going to an Old Navy, and I couldn't fit into anything that was in the store. I was going to have to order online. Wow. To get an extended, I think at the time it was like a 16 or an 18 or something like that. Like maybe the only.
Go to Lane Bryant.
Huh?
You had to go to Lane Bryant.
Right. Or there. But it was just it was one of those moments that stuck with me where I was like, whoa, like this is like, I am at the pinnacle of things happening here. And it felt like finding things to fit was hard. And so part of that is too, I think today there's so many more options for clothing sizes, which is amazing. And there's styles, and so many more companies are bringing, like, you can go to a store and get any size versus having to like feel like you can only shop online, or you're like in this secret little plus size of the department or whatever. So hopefully through some of that, and just you feeling, because I remember like that, like that would have been a phase of my life where I was like, I'm just gonna wait to lose the weight to get new clothes.
Yeah.
And then I was wearing maternity clothes 6, 8, 10 a year into.
Wow.
After having the kid.
Wow.
I saw an article about your comment about going to the doctor and like them making you step on the scale. And I'll share it, but basically it was talking about how like women should have the ability, I guess like anybody, but it was geared toward women. It was like women should be able to go to the doctor and not stand on the scale. Like you should not have to do that. Yeah. And I didn't hate the idea, because then that's the last thing you want. You're already at the doctor. Now you have to go there and then have to go through all of that, and then like writing it down, not judging you, but you're judging yourself. And
yes. Well, I listened to a great podcast about a doctor who is really fed up with other doctors just looking at the weight and assuming their client, everything is based on the weight. So anything they come to the doctor about, then that doctor just projects, well, it's your weight. This is your weight, so it's your weight, versus trying to figure out, is that really the situation? Or, taking the weight piece maybe out of it and finding a plan. You know what I mean? Because I think that's what's so detrimental. It's like, well, it's your weight, which I get, like there are health issues brought on by your weight, but sitting there just talking about it's your weight doesn't solve anything. So it's like figuring out a plan to take it almost away from the weight and put it into something else. Like, well, what if you did add, talking about a nutrition plan or things like that. And I get our doctors aren't necessarily educated very well on nutrition, which is probably part of the problem too. It's like people have to have a place to like figure it out, not just be told, well, this is bad and that's why, but like, no, you're on your own, or here's a pill, or, just move more. Well, that's not really, it's all in conjunction, right? We've talked a lot about lifestyle things. There's just so much that goes into however you look right now.
Yeah. I have a good weight story with doctors. Before I had lost all that weight, I went to get a bone density test, and they weighed you. And my weight at that point was 156. So then I went a year later and had it done. I got on the scale and my weight was 116. So the lady goes, the nurse, she's writing down, she goes, oh, she goes, there must be a mistake here. I said, no, there's no mistake. I lost that this year. I lost that much weight. She goes, wow. I was like, oh, I felt so good.
Right. But isn't it sad too that she's so used to people just staying the same or not, you know what I mean? Not like having put in some work to make changes or
she thought there was a mistake.
Right. Yeah.
Last year or this year.
Yeah.
I said, nope, that's what I did this year. I'll be back next year.
Right.
Back up.
So yeah, I was thinking, well, it was funny. Back to the clothes thing. I was thinking too, I need to go through, well, I think part of the last 2 years too, I feel like I haven't even gone anywhere, right? I haven't gone out.
Right.
So it's like, now I'm trying to go through my clothing and be like, okay, let's say you have like this great event to go to. What in here are you actually still going to wear? So it's like really getting real with yourself about what fits well, what you feel good in. I mean, my issue is I like to get things on sale, right? So then things are on sale and I get all excited about the sale and then I'll get it home and be like, why did I get this again? Because it's like, I put it on and it's just okay. Or when I lost weight initially, I would just buy anything that was in a lower size that fit. Because I was like, this is so exciting to be in a lower size and it fits. And now it's like, if I don't wear it within the first like 2-3 days of it being in my closet, it goes back.
I should send you a link, Deanna. So I use Le Tote and it sends you clothes. Like you put your measurements in and then then you get to pick the clothes that you want. And it sends them to you and you wear them as long as you want. And then you send them back. And if you want to keep pieces, you can, and then they charge you for them. But when they send them to you, they're like, things are on discount. Like I bought a shirt for $5 and they're like, these clothing items are on sale, but once you send it back, the sale's over. So
fun.
I'll send you a link for a free one. It's really cool. And I really enjoy it because then I get clothes that come in that like fit, that I like, and then I don't have to worry about washing them. That's somebody else's problem, and off they go.
Really? You wear them and you give them back?
Uh-huh.
It's
a monthly membership. Yeah, no, you just put them back in the bag and you mail them off.
Really? Love it.
I never heard of that. Like, wow.
It's really cool.
What is it called? Le Tote?
It's called Le Tote. I can send a link for you guys.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
It's like Rent the Runway, but regular clothing.
Yes.
Wow.
I mean, if you want a ball gown, I'm sure you could find one, but it's not really good for like everyday wear.
Yeah, I'm not really in the market for a ball gown, so yeah, that would be
no,
fun.
But you have your trip coming up.
I know. Well, that's what also got me thinking about it. So I put on all the dresses I had in my closet today because I was like, okay, what? I'm like one of the dresses was literally the last time I wore it was the last time I went to Punta Cana, which would be maybe 6 years ago or 5 years ago.
Wow.
And it still fits, put it on. I'm like, all right, maybe I'll wear it again. This is like my Punta Cana dress.
Oh, that's awesome.
I hope somebody doesn't recognize it and say, you're wearing the same dress.
I doubt it. And if they have the gall to say that to me, then that's another conversation.
You gotta get a life.
Or maybe that'll be a good post. I'll show the picture 6 years ago and the picture now.
Yeah.
Same dress.
How it started, how it's going.
There exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was kind of running through some of them thinking, okay, am I really going to wear this again? You know what I mean? It's like sometimes things sitting there and you're like, oh, but it's still cute. But it's like, but am I wearing it? Yeah, and I know for me, when I was changing sizes, like I wanted new stuff. Yeah. And so you kind of have to figure out because I don't think it's necessarily bad to have things that are, like goal clothes or things you just love, right? And if at some point you want to wear them again, like if you'll wear them again. But I think it's just you just have to kind of see what your mindset is about it. Like they shouldn't sit there and torture you hanging in your closet and be like, you're not here yet. That's not the point, right?
Yeah.
That is not it. Well, good. Does anybody have any other, do you want to express your opinion on it, Beth?
I actually wished that I had some of my old clothes because I'm like, I wish I could see like what those clothes would look like on me now.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And because and a lot of the clothes that I bought, I was kind of similar to you in the fact that it was like, for me, it was getting like the extra large stretchy pants that like, what are they called? The gaucho style pants.
Oh yeah, yeah.
What they're called. But yeah, like getting those instead of like an actual fitted pair of pants.
Right.
And
thinking that you're hiding something, or you're like, you're like, I don't know.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I was not, I would not wear anything that was going to show my thighs. That was not going to happen. that was like, so like my lower half was like my trouble area. And I was like, nope, no one is going to see this lower half of my body until, and I don't even know that I had a swimming suit for like that year. I mean, I had a lot going on though, because of the surgeries that I had right after, or the surgery that I had right afterwards. And then the extensive recovery and everything. Like it took me a long time after having Jacob and then having the surgery and all the things that, like, to even want to show my midsection. Plus, like, I've got like this very long scar here and like multiple other scars on my stomach. So like, not only was it big and not something I wanted to show, but then it also had like, marks all over it. And yeah, so, but yeah, so I was like, no, I'm not going to wear shorts. So I want to say it was a couple years, I did not wear shorts. I would wear capris, but I mean, like that first year, it was like my pants, they very well should have just been pants. I mean, like the amount of leg that I was showing was like
right.
this much. It was like,
what? A little bit of ankle in there.
Yeah, I'm like, I wasn't fooling anyone here. I don't know what I was thinking. Like, oh boy, now I'm really cooled off.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, but I wish that I had some of those clothes, because I don't even remember. Like, I feel like I was just like, okay, these no longer fit me. Great. They're gone. I don't want them anymore.
Yeah. And I was that way too. I got rid of bigger sizes quickly.
But I didn't have a lot of stuff either.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was like, I went from maternity to kind of like that stuff. Like it was all drawstring and stretchy and all elastic. I didn't have a whole lot of like fitted clothing. I had one pair of like capri jean pants, and I guess as soon as I could get out of them, I got rid of them. So
yeah, it was funny when I was back in my parents' house a couple years ago. My mom still had my prom dress, so I put that on.
Oh, I have those. I have that and my wedding dress in my basement.
I don't have my wedding dress anymore. I got rid of that, but
really,
yeah. I mean, it was kind of dirty, and I was like, meh, I don't know. I didn't really care.
So I have my wedding dress. I'm the worst wedding dress owner in America. It is still in the bag. I have not done anything with it since I got married. I've been married almost 4 years. I don't know what to do with it. Someone please help me.
I just had mine dry cleaned, and then I brought it home, and those vacuum seal bags?
Mm-hmm.
I put it in one of those, vacuumed it, and that's it.
Yeah, that's all they do when they do it professionally, right? When like they do the cleaning and then they seal it into something so that
I think they put something on it, because most people say that it turns yellow.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so they probably do put something on it so that it doesn't change.
I think it's like a scotch guard.
Oh, okay.
I don't know, but mine still looks, I think I'm too small for it now, to be quite honest.
Really?
Yeah, I'm smaller than what I was when I got married. So yeah. Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, I'm definitely my chest for sure. Like I lost that.
Yeah, right.
Right away. That was like the first thing
to go. Yeah.
It was the first thing that took off. It was like, yeah, okay, we're losing weight right here.
We'll sacrifice ourselves.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, great, thanks. Yeah, so I know that, yeah, so, and mine, and it was sleeveless. So, it just, there's no way it would not stay up on me. And I don't have girls, so I'm not exactly
That's
sure.
kind of where I was at. I got rid of it after knowing I had 2 boys, and I was like, nah, why am I moving this around? They're not going to wear it. I don't think.
Yeah, it's just
You
been
have
in my
christening outfits made out of it. People
Hmm?
do that. They make christening outfits out of it.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, you can donate it to go for like newborns. And then my friend turned hers into a Christmas tree skirt.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, it's really
That
pretty. You
really
can turn
sounds
it into like a
nice.
pillow. I just don't want someone taking scissors to it. So I thought about actually framing it. I was
Oh,
like, just,
that'd be cool. Yeah.
Mm.
so send me all the suggestions because I don't know what to do.
I
And
like
I can vacuum
Yeah,
seal it.
Christmas tree.
Yeah, that would be cool. She found somebody on Etsy that did it, Bev. So if that's something you're curious about, I can reach out to her and find out where she did. If you need a Christmas tree skirt.
I actually have one, but it sounds interesting.
Yeah, it's really pretty.
Yeah, I bet. Well, good. Any other commentary on clothing or thing you want to talk about with that? We got it all right. I brought a few labels since we've been on the peanut butter kick. I brought all my peanut butter. But I don't know if anybody else has any labels that they want to share. Do you have one, Mariana?
I do. I'm gonna go snag it out of the freezer. So
Okay.
if you wanna go first, I'll just
We
go
can
grab
start. Yeah, we can start on the peanut butter. So this is one of Kim and I are addicted to Wild Friends. So I have 2 of the Wild Friends. This one is like their seasonal. Oh, you can see the oil. I haven't opened this one
Oh,
yet.
wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's a
Um,
lot of oil.
That's a lot of oil. Wow.
Yeah. And so I wanted to talk about just some differences in here too, because I also have some Skippy from before I found my new best friend. And just talk about some of the differences in them and like what to look for, because I think, we all get our teaspoons and it's pretty fun to fill it with peanut butter. So first on the Skippy, so I love the marketing here, right? Skippy Natural, right? Makes you think it's going to be really great. Yeah. So it still has the same ingredients as the regular Skippy. It's roasted peanuts, sugar, palm oil, salt. So this one has 2 grams of added sugar and 16 grams of fat, 7 grams of protein. 7 grams, 7 grams of protein is pretty standard as far as peanut butter is concerned. That's just pretty much the norm. And I know like Jess, you have the what's it called?
American Dream nut
American
butters.
Dream. Yeah. And that one I think has 7 or 8, depending on which kind you get. So it's funny because they market themselves as a high protein peanut butter, but it's really just peanut butter. Okay.
Yeah.
It's just peanut butter. So they haven't, I don't even know that they add protein to it, or maybe they add a little bit, but when you're going at a tablespoon size, that it's so minuscule that, so I'm just saying on the marketing terms, high protein, regular peanut butter, it's all about the same. So, okay. So then let's compare it to like so this is my favorite here. So this one, they did roasted peanuts, roasted cashews, peanut oil. So that's going to be the oil on top. Clover honey, chia seeds, flax seeds, and sea salt. So this has regular sugar, this has honey, but it still has 2 added sugars. So that's really similar. And a lot of regular peanut butters have, about 2 to 3 added sugars. That's pretty
What's
standard.
the total sugars in those, Deanna?
So total sugar is 3. So you must get like 1 from peanuts themselves or, whatever other nut is in there. This one has some chia and flax in it too. So this fat amount is a little lower. It's 15 grams. And then the protein is at 6. So now this is the seasonal one. Okay. It's gingerbread peanut butter. It's delicious. And the reason why is it has 4 grams of added sugar. So it's twice as much on the added sugar. Now so the Kim's favorite is the sugar cookie peanut butter. And I think that one had 6 grams of added sugar. So hence the sugar cookie logo, right?
Wow.
Now they did use organic cane sugar, and it has organic cane sugar and tapioca mixed together is what they call powdered sugar. So, and molasses. So that's where the added sugars are coming from. So the sugar source is not the worst, but it's still sugar, right? You're still adding sugar. You can taste it in this for sure. This also uses peanut oil and not a palm oil. So palm oil is kind of along the ranks of a canola oil, but it's also really like the reason people don't like to have palm oil in their product is because the way they're harvesting it, and that a lot of orangutans are being slaughtered because of it. Oh, what do you have? Oh, Lily's having her Oreos and pancakes. Or is that Piper's?
Oh yeah, that's Piper's.
Nice. I'm
favorite
like,
thing is
Lily's
the
eating Oreos.
pancakes.
What's going on?
No, we have muffins, chocolate chip cookies, pancakes, and Oreos.
Throw some peanut butter on that too.
I have the peanut butter. I'm not showing my peanut butter.
Nice. Oh, Erin's got the alcohol. I like it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. We're totally not doing nutrition right now. We're in vacation mode.
Right? I love it. So the funny enough though, this one actually has only 13 grams of fat, but it also still has the 6 grams of protein. So there's a little less fat, and it's actually a little lower in calories. But the reason this has a higher fat is because of the flaxseed and the chia seeds added into it. So what you want to look on your peanut butter is, right, the source, what's in the ingredients. If you can get just peanuts, that's great. Like a lot of times you can go to your Whole Foods, our grocery store is called New Seasons. Yeah. Or Bev's got one right there, and it's going to be just peanuts blended up. You can also do the same thing in your own food processor. If you wanted to make some at home with almonds, with peanuts. I've made chocolate hazelnut butter before at home, just whipped it up. There's lots of great recipes out there. And then you're not adding any oil to it. And I don't say that in terms of like oil's bad. I'm just saying you're not adding anything to it, right? You're just getting the peanuts, and you're not adding any sugars. So it's something to consider when you're looking on the back of things. And when you're looking at the marketing on the front, right? If they're saying they're high protein, if you want to watch for natural, if they're truly natural. Palm oil, the reason they also use that is Skippy does not have any oil floating around in it, right? This has been sitting in my cabinet for probably a year now, and there's no oil floating around. It's never separated, and that's because of palm oil. So it keeps it all together. Yeah.
Interesting. I didn't know that about palm oil.
Yeah.
So mine is from Target, and it's organic, and it is dry roasted organic peanuts. And it's 8 grams of protein, 2 grams of total sugar, obviously just coming from the peanuts, and 16 grams of fat. The reason why I always go with organic, no matter where I'm getting my peanut butter, is because peanuts are very highly GMO, which your body does not process as well. Plus, they're sprayed a lot with pesticides, and unfortunately, they will sit in like silos that they'll get moldy, and they don't do anything about that mold. They just go ahead and process it through.
Yeah, probably spray it with something.
Yeah. So that is why I go with organic, and it's sweeter. So it is worth like the $1 extra or whatever. In Target's is like the cheapest. The other one that I like is once again peanut butter. Oh my gosh, so good. And yes, they have ones that have like added stuff to them, but there's also just an organic peanut butter that doesn't have anything else in it. And theirs is really good. It's in a glass jar. And it's just really good. But this is my go-to to have on hand, but I don't eat a whole lot of peanut butter. I'm a sun butter person. So
Yep. Everybody's got to find their butter, right? Like, so, and there's so many.
I was a peanut butter person.
Yeah. There's
Like
so many
forever.
great options out there now with, I mean, there's hazelnut, cashew, I've seen macadamia nut
Mhm.
butter,
Wow.
almond, peanut, sunflower. All right, good stuff. Any questions on peanut butter? Oh, you have your peanut butter. You got your Jif. What's it?
I
what's
brought my
the name
peanut
of
butter
that?
label. But really quick, there's an app that you can download. So obviously we need to save the orangutans. This is
Yeah.
where I climb onto my climate crisis soapbox.
Okay.
And there's an app called Palm Oil, and it will scan the barcode of things that contain palm oil to tell you if it is sustainably grown and
Oh,
harvested.
good. Yeah, so you can find out if they have sustainable practices. Okay.
Right.
Wow.
This one is sustainable, Jif. It's the J.M. Smucker company, and it is sustainable. I scanned it a minute ago. You probably saw me get excited that it is sustainable. So this is 16 grams of fat. It's all natural Jif. That now I'm contemplating liking so much. Thanks, Bev. It's not organic. I was like, I must not throw this out. Anyways, it's 7 grams of protein. Total sugar is 4 grams, and it has 2 grams of added sugar. So it has 2 tablespoons is 190 calories, and in it is peanut sugar, palm oil, and then contains 2% or less of salt and molasses. So sounds a lot like your Skippy.
Yep.
But now I'll be shopping for these.
And I think it's the same as far as calories. This has a little less sugar than that, but it's still 190 calories per 2 tablespoons.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so offensive when you see that. But I am literally offended when I know how big 2 tablespoons is.
Right, I know. When you actually use a measuring tablespoon and not like,
The tablespoon from the drawer, yes.
Yeah, or calling it a teaspoon. Yeah.
Yeah. So I brought the label that I brought before we decided to talk about our favorite love of peanut butter is this crushed garlic.
Oh, what's that?
So this is really fun. It's cubes of garlic cloves, and you keep it in the freezer until you're ready to use it.
Oh,
And then
nice.
you just peel the label back and you pop it out. So
Oh,
it
that's
looks like-
awesome. Yeah.
which is nice because you don't have to like crush your garlic. Apparently I've become that lazy during the pandemic. But it's nice just to like quick grab it and make food. So it's vegan, no preservatives, gluten-free. So you're like, well, how does it do this? I will tell you. The ingredients are garlic, water, sunflower oil, and sea salt.
Huh.
And I was like, well, Duroc Gardens, you have fooled me.
Oh, it's already crushed. You just take it out and.
Yeah, so you just like pop it out like that by the front. Bye. Safe travels, Lily.
Bye, Lily.
Well,
Bye,
the
Lily.
pilot safe travels, you just ride safely.
Yeah.
So the serving size is 1 cube. There's 16 servings in here, and it's 10 calories. It has 45 milligrams of sodium, which I'm assuming is from the sea salt that they've added, but everything else is like 0 across the board, including total sugars. 10 milligrams of calcium, 10 milligrams of potassium. So, I mean, it's pretty straightforward, but I understand the sunflower oil is to coagulate it so that way when you put it in the pan, it will melt out. I was a little disappointed about that, but not enough that I didn't use it.
Yeah, it's like something that'll kind of hold it together in its nice little shape in the thing. And the
Mhm.
salt may even be in lieu of a preservative or something that might
I
help.
think so. Yeah, and you just keep it in the freezer until you use it, and then when you're ready to use it, that's when you pop it out. So it's really cool. I used it tonight to make a pasta primavera, and I really enjoyed it. It was good. I didn't taste like, if you buy like the pre-crushed garlic, it like tastes funny, and this one
Right.
didn't taste like that. So that was good because I was gonna get the squeezed garlic, but I read the ingredients and they put a whey powder in it.
Oh, interesting. I wonder why.
I think it's to like keep it all together. And I was like,
Okay.
so turn the labels over, friends,
Yeah.
and check your palm oil.
I have to remind myself some days too, because I'm like, Oh, maybe I should probably look at this before I stick it in my cart, see what's in it.
Well, honestly, the peanut butter conversation, like I didn't even know that about peanuts and silos, Bev. Like this is more people need to know about this, I think. Like I feel like I have to go tell people.
Well, I also know like the reason why I don't eat as much peanut butter anymore is because it's one of those things that they say can affect your thyroid if you are like an over consumer of peanut butter, which I was. Like, I mean, I could have like sat there and just eaten peanut butter like crazy. So when, you know, I was having thyroid issues, it was like I started finding, you know, foods that assist in your thyroid production, foods that don't. And I started, you know, eliminating certain things, no matter if I had a sensitivity to them or not. I was like, nope, I can find a better substitute, which is why I found Sun Butter. But it really makes me think that, is it really the peanut that people are having issues with? Or is it really what is being done to the peanut? Kind of like with gluten, is it really the wheat, or is it really what our country has done to the wheat?
Right.
Or what is being sprayed on the wheat, or, you know, all things.
Clearly we have a different food system and we have different sensitivities now, and the correlation is there. But it's like no one wants to research that because it has to be funded. And the funding is not going to come from the companies that are creating the pesticides and the insecticides and herbicides and all the sides.
Well,
Or GMOs that are creating the wheat to grow short so that it can be harvested faster.
Yeah, to help in harvest, or to be, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? So that they aren't affected by certain insects, or, you know, I mean, there's, or having a better growing season or whatever it is, right? More hardy. It is, it's interesting because one of my friends actually, she has a lot of issues with foods here. And when they went to Italy, she ate it all and had no issues. And their food system has not changed like our food system has changed. So it's
I hear that very often. It makes me want to go there just so that I can have like that bread that I remember being able to eat. And I actually loved making bread. Like, I mean, with my degree and everything, like that was one of my favorite units, was the bread unit, and the whole entire, you know, process of, you know, proofing and kneading and braiding bread and all sorts of things. I mean, I just had so much fun with that. And it's like, I can pour it into a container now and bake it. So it's gluten-free.
Right.
Yay.
Right. Yeah, I know all the cathartic feeling of making the bread. And plus, you know, I think, I mean, this will be a different soapbox for another day, but like, we have gotten so, and this is not against your garlic, but we have gotten so much where it's just the quick thing. And we have lost the art of just enjoying the process of eating, of making the food, of readying the food, of doing the things. And it's like, it's funny because I find I will gorge less or not overeat when I've made the whole meal, because it's like I've gone through the whole process with all the food, and then it's like I enjoy it more. And I don't know, it's just one of those things where I feel like that's going to have to be a shift in our culture too, because I think about all the movement we don't do anymore. Like you don't have to go, you don't have to need anything, right? You don't have to go fix anything. You can just drive right through and throw it in the car and then eat it while you're driving.
I totally overeat when it's out, or when I'm bringing food in. That is when I will overeat. And our kids don't want to do anything either. They don't want to cook.
Yeah. Well, I've got one that does want to cook.
That's good.
Pretty good at it.
That's good, because neither of my boys have any interest. And now I've got one that is out, and it's just like, oh, good golly.
Yeah.
What's he eating?
What?
What is he eating if he's on his own now?
Actually, came to find out he wasn't eating very much. That's one thing. Like, he pretty much stopped eating enough food altogether.
Really?
But then when he was eating, I mean, he would do some stuff, but it's very simple things. It's like baking chicken, making steamed vegetables. If his girlfriend's around, she sometimes cooks. I don't know. They grab food, fast food or whatever, but it's bitten him really bad. So he's dealing with autoimmune issues now. But I think that it's because of he basically stressed his body out to an extreme, and one of those things being not eating enough.
Right.
He was staying up extremely late. Like he would be like, oh, it's like 1 o'clock in the morning. I have to be up at 8. I have to be up to be able to be out the door by 8 o'clock. And he wouldn't even be ready to go to bed at 1 o'clock. And then he'd get up and not have time to have breakfast.
Right.
And then so all he'd eat was lunch and dinner. And he did that on repeat. And so among other things so now he has autoimmune issues since he left Thanksgiving, the week before Thanksgiving.
Mhm.
So it happened that quick.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah. Yep. 24. It's like, yeah. So it happens fast, or it can happen fast.
Mhm.
I have a label.
You do? Well,
I
come
do.
share it with us.
Well, I feel like I'm gonna get kicked out of the group because I thought this was a
Really
great
nice.
option.
I'm
The
nice
Walden
about it.
Farm dressings, the Walden Farms ones.
Okay. I don't know them. Yeah, that's all
So
right.
they market theirs because it's calorie free, which should be a red flag, right? But it's like, it says it's vegan. 0 calories.
Oreos are vegan too.
I was just
Yeah,
gonna
I know.
say that.
I always use that
Literally.
one. It's vegan, it's fine. So again, looking at the nutritional info, it's like, wow, this is impressive. 0 calories, 0 fat, 360 milligrams of sodium, 1 carb, 1 gram of fiber, 0 sugar, 0 protein. So you're like, what the f- am I eating?
So it has 1 carb, but no calories.
Right.
Okay. Okay. Is there a fiber in it?
1 gram.
1 gram of fiber. Okay. That's why they're not counting the calorie, because it's a non-soluble fiber then. So they don't have to count it.
So again, I'm like, what am I eating? What is this I'm putting into my body? So first ingredients: water, salt, white distilled vinegar, microcrystalline cellulose, corn
That's
fiber.
the non-soluble fiber.
Okay. Xanthan gum. I know what that one is. Natural flavors, titanium dioxide, which terrifies me.
I
It's for
don't
the
even
coloring.
know what that is. Yeah.
It says for color. Propylene glycogen shit. I don't know what that means.
Right.
Something.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yeast extract, dried onion, chili powder. You get into the more normal stuff. Dried garlic, sodium citrate, chipotle pepper, lactic acid, gellan gum, citric acid, ascorbic acid, spices, stevia. What's
Stevia.
red?
Yep.
Stevia, sorry. What's
That's all right.
red
That's
M?
how it's sweetened without having calories.
And then red M. What is a red M? REB space M period.
It's also a name for stevia. It's the scientific name for stevia.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So one of the tricks is that they list their sugars under different names so that then it's lower in the list, but there's still just as much sugar.
Mhm. So besides the fact that I feel like it's a science experiment, I mean,
It's a chemical shitstorm.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. You should
Yeah,
just,
that's
Okay.
it.
you should
Am I
just
okay?
you should just make your own salad dressing. It will stay in the refrigerator for weeks. It will be delicious. You can make a little bit at a time.
This isn't even that good, honestly. Like, it's not that great, and it's expensive.
Yeah.
So
Huh.
that's my late. So yeah, I was like, how, again, someone who has no,
Yeah, you think,
nutritional
okay, this
reference.
is good. I'm not getting any calories, right? I'm
Right.
not adding to my lettuce. And but yeah, the things to be concerned about, right? It just says stevia. So I don't know the requirement. Bev, do you know, do they have to say if it's an alcohol stevia, or they can just say stevia and it is an alcohol? Because some labels will say sugar alcohols, some will not.
Right.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I mean, I think
Yeah.
that they have to say if it's a sugar alcohol. Obviously, they have two different styles of stevia. I
Right.
think that the Reb is like the fiber. So it makes me
Oh.
think that maybe the one is, I mean, it's just two different names for it.
Yeah.
So it makes me think that there must be something different about the two, the way that they listed it, or they just listed them. So I don't even know, because they do that even on like some of the stevia sweeteners.
Right.
They'll have that.
Yeah, and so stevia could be whole leaf stevia, could be stevia alcohol. And those are all three different things, right? Whole leaf stevia is the best sourcing and the most understandable by your body. And then you get down to the bottom of that, which is stevia alcohol, can cause digestive issues. Like Autumn, I'm sure, is going to go through this in the 4-week gut protocol, because sugar alcohols just are not great for, what's that one, Beth?
This is just stevia leaf.
Or
It's
you
ground
can
stevia
actually
leaf.
use the plant itself.
So, I mean, you can see like it's green. Yeah,
What
you can
do
do that. It's
Do you
literally
ground your own?
no. I
Oh.
buy
I
it.
know, I'm like,
It's
wow.
so it's from Frontier.
Mhm.
Frontier is a place that sells herbs and spices.
What do you
And,
do with that, Bev? What do you
I-
use that for?
What if I want to add a sweetener to something? If I want to add a sweetener, well, for a while, like Jacob could not tolerate anything but stevia. Like that was the only thing that would not break him out. Now he can do maple syrup, and he can do organic coconut sugar. So now I use those two things, but sometimes this will go into something. It's so sweet. It's so strong. You
Mhm.
really have to, I want to say it's like a teaspoon equals a cup of sugar. That's
That
like the
sounds about
equivalent
right. Yeah,
of
it's
sweetness.
yeah.
And so it's one of those things where, and then like if you do the drops, which I do the sweet leaf stevia drops,
Mhm.
I have them. I know I have them because I always keep them on hand, but this is the ones that I have on hand.
Mhm.
And actually, I think this one might even have Reb on here. Let me see what it says. Purified water, organic stevia leaf extract, natural flavors, and qualaja. I don't remember what it is. It's qualaja extract. It's like a stabilizer, if I remember correctly when I Googled it, but I have no idea how to say it. But yeah, and this is even sweeter than this. So it's like, I mean, sometimes I'll see recipes for liquid stevia and they'll be like, use this many drops. And it's like, oh, heavens, no, don't do that. You'll be like, what is wrong with this food? Because it's so sweet. And there's a different aftertaste that comes from stevia that then people are like, oh, well, I didn't like the flavor of it. It wasn't sweet enough. And it's like, it just has a different flavor altogether.
Mhm.
It's not.
It has a different flavor.
Oh, okay. That's my husband. Anyway, but yeah, so it's just one of those things where if you're going to cook with stevia, definitely Google the conversions, and specifically if it is ground stevia or if it is stevia extract, because they are two different things and you do not want to ruin your food, because you can always add more sweetness if you really need to.
Can you put the ground stevia in like coffee or things like that?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't dissolve. So that's why this was my go-to for a long time, was the drops and this particular brand, because it's organic and they don't have a bunch of extra stuff in it.
What
Like a
brand is
lot.
that?
It's Sweet Leaf Stevia.
Okay.
Yeah. And they do sell packets of it.
Mhm.
But their packets, the stevia is white. So, and I know that it's supposed to be green. So I'm like, what are you doing to that stevia to make it be white? So I go with, Frontier for that. And then I go for the like ground purposes. And then I use Sweet Leaf for that. And this is also what I would get like other extracts into, like they have just other flavored extracts. Like they have chocolate, they have toffee, they have like cherry and all sorts of different flavors. And again, I don't know exactly how they're flavoring. So probably extracts of certain things. So, but yeah.
I like the Trader Joe's has a liquid stevia. What is it again?
Stevia. You got it. Yeah. Stevia.
Yeah. Stevia. Okay. It says it's organic. I like it. I use it a lot.
Yeah. I want to know what that titanium thing is in the dressing though. You need to Google that.
Titanium dioxide.
Yeah. It's
says it's for color.
Yeah. I mean, it's technically like a metal. It's like a metal, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a chemical.
Titanium.
It's used for pigment.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's like lead. No, I'm
My new hip is made out of titanium.
My legs, so maybe that's a bad thing. Huh?
Okay, so it can be safe and unsafe depending upon how it's being used. It specifically lists do not inhale it, as it's known to be carcinogenic to humans.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
good.
But if you eat it though,
Sure, it's totally safe. Just don't breathe while you're eating the salad.
I promise it's not on the salad I'm eating tonight. So
Did you try some of the Reset dressings?
I did, and I need to go back because I love a balsamic vinaigrette, and I need to make my own because I'm obsessed with it. I could drink it. I love it.
Yeah, that's how I feel about the ginger miso. I could just take a bath in it. I loved it so much.
Yeah, I need to go back and make some more.
And that will stay, the ratio of vinegar in that will stay for at least a couple weeks. And those recipes made a smaller amount, so you'll get through it. And
yeah,
we make a lot bigger dressing. Like we use the Ultimate Reset, but we do it with extra virgin olive oil and red wine vinegar. So
I love vinegar.
yeah, I thought the Greek one was really good too.
That's
The
my
Greek
favorite
dressing. Yeah, that one was really good.
Yeah, I use it on like everything.
Yeah.
I put it on roasted vegetables at lunch today. It was delicious.
Yeah.
And I am finishing making my Ultimate Reset veggies right now for stir fry for tonight. So
Nice. I had them the other night. So good.
Everyone check on Jess tomorrow to make sure she's okay.
Right?
Apparently this is not
and
okay.
inhale that.
Oh my gosh. No, it's funny because I was just been talking and I keep saying the wrong words for things. I asked Jesse, I'm like, did you see that comment somebody made on our Thanksgiving picture? I'm like, I mean, Valentine's Day. Like, what? I mean, I've said that over and over, like random things that are just not the right
Has
word.
anyone asked if you live near power lines or eat lead paint as a child? Because maybe.
Not yet, but
Okay.
it's coming, I'm sure.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm just gonna tell them it's a salad dressing, my calorie-free salad
Yeah.
dressing that I thought was okay to get.
Yeah. Stay away from that stuff.
No, it's terrifying.
It is terrifying. It's terrifying what poses as food in our food system.
Yeah. And I mean, look, like it's got the lovely label that's like guilt.
Oh yeah, it's gonna market it like it's the most amazing thing you've ever put on lettuce. Yeah.
You should see me walking through a grocery store.
I just stay on the outside. I barely even go into the middle. I'm like, I don't need anything in there. I'm just gonna stay out here.
Yeah. But it's like, even when I go to a place like Trader Joe's or Whole Foods or something, I'll be like, ooh, and I'll pick something up and I'll do this and then I'll just put it right back and continue on my merry way. And I do it at Aldi too, like, because Aldi is constantly, I know you guys don't have Aldi, gosh, but
Aldi's awesome.
I will go in there and I'll be like, oh, this is new, because they are constantly bringing different things in. And I'll like look at it and I'll be like, oh, yes. Oh, no. Okay. Moving on.
Yeah.
I should send you a video. I saw this woman, I follow her on TikTok. She's called Crunchy Mama.
Oh,
And
I think
she-
I've done some of her recipes.
Yeah, she did a video of her at Whole Foods with her kids and it was hysterical. She was like going through the nutrition labels and I was like, this is everything to me. It's really funny. But that's why we come to nutrition group, Jess, is so we learn what's in our food. We don't
Right.
eat it.
No. I know.
Oh,
Sometimes I think oblivious, being oblivious is kind of
Time
nice.
for a
but-
picture.
oh yeah, let's
Oh,
get
yeah.
it real quick.
Get a
Like,
picture, because yes,
I
I
gotta
want
go
to
have
go eat food.
my piece of chocolate now. It's 9
Oh,
o'clock
good.
here.
Yes.
Ooh, yes, go enjoy that.
All right, are we
Okay.
ready?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, go enjoy your chocolate.
Yeah,
That time of night.
yes. Well, next week I'll be in Florida for a wedding, so I won't be here.
Oh, well, have a great trip.
Yeah.
Next week, we are going to talk about getting started with both Portion Fix and To Be Mindset. So you can catch the recording. It'll be
Okay.
in all the groups, but we're just going to talk about like figuring out how to kind of get yourself started on it and make your way through it. So we haven't talked about that kind of stuff in a little while. And then I think the next week, I think we should probably talk about macros again, because we haven't talked about that one in a while, and just talking about what it means, how you figure it out, looking at your labels, all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Thanks, ladies.
All right, you guys have a great, oh, and tomorrow, Funky Friday is animal print.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Get your animal on.
All right.
Okay.
Sure.
I had that.
Awesome.
All right, we'll see you guys later. Have a good night.
Okay,
Bye.
thank you.